on. Floria Tosca is a famous actress in Rome in the year 1800. Mario Cavaradossi is a successful artist in Rome, and they are in love. Mario is involved with the revolutionaries and he's hiding a fugitive at his villa. Now Scarpia, the head of the secret police, is your classic villain, total asshole without morals. He is firmly convinced that God has put on earth a lot of beautiful things for him to sample, such as good wine, good architecture, nature, and women. Now Tosca is a very, very jealous woman. Scarpia uses Tosca's jealousy to get to her and to Mario and to the fugitive. He shows her a fan and explains that Mario's other woman has dropped it, which immediately gets Tosca all worked up. And Tosca believes Scarpia because, well, he is the head of the secret police. It's his business to know these things. And she runs to Mario's villa, and Scarpia has his agents follow her. And there they discover Mario and the revolutionary. And eventually they get to arrest everybody. The fugitive commits suicide in his cell to escape execution. Mario is tortured in a torture chamber, and then is sentenced to be shot by the firing squad. Now, alone with Tosca in his office, Scarpia offers her a deal. He says, "There's the little couch. You'll sleep with me right now, just once, and I'll write you a passport for you and your companion to leave the country." Naturally, Tosca is enraged by this, and she charges at him and wants to scratch his face off, but he catches her by the wrists and throws her on the floor. Tosca suddenly realizes that this is the end of the line. She has no one to count on, no one to turn to, except him. And she does. So that aria is a prayer. She keeps lamenting her lot in that aria. She says, "Why are you doing this to me?" Even though, when all is said and done, she sort of knows why things are happening. And yet there she is on the floor, God's child. And when that prayer comes out of her chest, we, the audience, so feel for her. Our heart so goes out to her. So here's Tosca's aria, composed almost entirely of Tosca's leitmotifs. Okay, that was actually in English, which is the only right way to perform opera in an English-speaking country. Now remember what the tension theme in Rigoletto sounds like, the dialogue, Rigoletto in Spartacul. Now there is in the following scene in Tosca a tension theme that sounds like this. Now Tosca at that point is totally out of choices. She agrees to Scarpia's offer because saving her lover is the ultimate priority. Scarpia sits down at the dinner table and starts writing the passport. Now Tosca is standing there by the table. She pours herself a glass of wine. That's in the music. Everything in that scene is in the music. And then her eyes wander around the table and she sees the fork and knife, and it's a beef knife, and at that point Tosca suddenly gets an idea. Now she is not a very bright person to begin with, so and Puccini, whenever Tosca gets an idea, Puccini, out of love for her that he wants to share with us, he emphasizes it with the harp in the orchestra. Tosca has got an idea, here you go, boom. And then there's another idea follows on top of that one, and another one, you know, like, here's a knife, I can pick it up, that's idea number 2, I can hide it behind my back, and then I can do interesting things with it, that's idea number 3. And each idea is emphasized in the orchestra. Scarpia gets up. He goes over to her with open arms and says, Tosca, you're mine, and then she stabs the son of a bitch. He sinks down to the floor. He's on his back and she's standing over him and she's still very much afraid of him. He dies mercifully, and she breathes. And she picks up a napkin, dips it in a pitcher, and wipes the blood off her hands. And then she snaps to. There was something she had to do. Oh yeah, the passport. Where's the fucking passport? She goes over to the table, she looks through the papers, you know, she throws some of the papers on the floor. It's not there, and all of a sudden, oops, there it is. Scarpia's dead hand is clutching it, so she's still afraid of him, even though he's dead and she knows it. And she comes over and squats by him, you know, she bends down and she snatches it out of his hand. So now she's ready to go. But all the tragedy and grief and murder and love and everything, it all boils down to the fact that Tosca looks around and she's an actress and she's seen directors direct plays. She feels that something is missing, something needs to be added to this whole scene. Otherwise the scene won't be complete. Even though she's in a hurry to free her lover, to flee with him, this needs to be done. It's a matter of form. So she looks at the table and there's a couple of candles lit on the table. Scarpia is lying prostrate on his back, head to the audience, arms outstretched. There are 2 candlesticks that she finds suitable. One of them has a lit candle and the other one has a candle that has gone out, so she uses one to light the other with. Goes over to Scarpia, places the candle on the floor. This is in the music. Everything is in the music. She goes back to the table, she picks up the other candle and she places it on the floor on the other side of Scarpia. And then she looks around again, and again she gets the idea, and boom, the harp goes, you know, Tosca has gotten an idea. She looks at the wall and there's a crucifix. She goes over, takes it down, walks over back to Scarpia, and like 3 inches away from his chest she lets it drop, so the crucifix is on his chest. There's the drum roll, and Tosca straightens, and suddenly, with a slow, majestic gait proceeds towards the door. There's her shawl on the floor, and without slowing down, with an elegant gesture, she picks it up, continues on majestically, and then the door opens, and then the door closes. Let's hear and see it all.
Which route have you chosen?
The shortest.
Civita vecchia.
Yes. Tosca, oh Scorpia!
Let me, I'm dying!
Does your blood choke you? Die and be damned. Die. Die. Die! It's over. whole of